Hey there, I'm Mr. Big Chris. Today, we're going to upgrade this crawler with a Quick Run SE Fusion 1800. We're going to put in a Endura brushless servo. And I'm telling you guys and girls, never buy a servo unless it says brushless. You only want brushless servos, okay? And got a couple of new batteries here. That's going to take the XT60 plug. All right. What I got here is a truck I built my friend Jimmy Martin 1127. Go to his channel and subscribe, Jimmy Martin 1127. And I built this truck for him 2 or 3 years ago. It's actually a RedCat. And we're going to get started. We're going to take this cover off right here. So we're putting in the new motor, brushless motor. Right now it has this crappy brush stuff in it. Come on now. Yeah, that's a little bit different than a TRX6. Well, actually, it's a whole lot different. So there we go. We're going to put the screw right back in this hole so that we don't lose it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take this 1.5 inch hex thing. I'm going to loosen up the pinion gear. Take that off. And believe it or not, this has actually got Phillips screws in it to hold the motor on. So we're going to take these 2 screws out. Yeah, it's been kind of a while since I shot a video. It's no big deal. You know, I don't know how well this video is going to work out. But this is stuff that you can buy off Amazon. This is an Amazon upgrade. And Amazon sells brushless servos. You just get a brushless servo, man. That's all I can say. The other servos work fine, you know, it doesn't matter. But your experience will be much greater with a... So now we're going to take the servo stuff apart. All right. Whoops. Yeah, the motor took a big crap on this thing the other day, and you know, and Jimmy just needs an upgrade. Like I said, he's Jimmy Martin, one word, 1127. There we go. We've almost got the servo out right here. Yeah, this is a gyro activated drill. It's so sweet. And I've got it set to where it probably wouldn't strip plastic out. So that's a wonderful thing. All right, we have the servo and the motor loose. So now we need to get to remove some electronics. So yeah, you pretty much, on a RedCat Gen8, you pretty much have to take all kinds of stuff apart to get to it. But to take the motor out, you have to take the servo out. Believe it or not. Get a little rough there. There's the motor. This thing was something that I bought. It's an Apex 27 turn. It came off of, I probably bought it off Amazon a few years ago, a couple, 3 years ago. So now we want to get into the receiver box. I'm going to try to pull this stuff loose right here. We're going to get the on and off switch loose. Oh yeah. Now we're going to try to all right, now we got the ESC loose. Now we need to take this apart. We gotta get to the receiver box. All right. Now this Fusion, it has the, it's kind of old news. It's got the ESC built in the back of the motor, which is really, really cool. I remember when I put this on there that I actually put some silicone on this thing. I tried to make it waterproof, so we may have a little bit of trouble getting this loose. We need to get a little pry action going on. There we go. Looky there. I tell you what, that silicone was glued. It's got it on there, glued on there good, don't it? That's cool. I even siliconed the receiver. Looks like. All right. Well, we're wanting to unplug both of them, so the number 1 hole is going to go to the servo. The number 2 hole is going to go to the electronic speed control. Looks like we're having a little hiccup right here. Looky there, I even put it in there going across there, which we're not going to be using one of these anymore. We will be done with this. So now we're going to grab this Fusion SE motor. And get it out of here. Check this out. This has got the ESC in the back of it, so you just need a battery. All you got to do is plug this into the battery, put this somewhere where you can turn it on and off. And this right here is the program plug. Pull this out to put the program card in there. And the on-off button, I guess, is right there. You really can't feel it move, but that's okay. So, looks like it's got a couple of screws in it right here. These are actually little 2mm screws. Take these 2 screws out. Dropping the screws right on the truck. Yeah, I'm really rusty at doing this, so there you go. I think I'm just going to use these again because they have such big, you know, they got the big washers on the back of them. I guess those are built-in washers. I'm not sure exactly what you would call them. So that is a servo wire. We're going to get that servo out of here. And I tell you what, this servo is still working great. It's just one of those cheap servos off Amazon with a metal case. It's just a 20. So those servos work good. It's no big deal. You know, it's whatever you want to run. It's a free world out there. So we're going to put the motor in here. Kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like it would be great to run these wires up through this hole. So we're going to give that a shot and see what it looks like. You know, a lot of RedCat, Gen8s have been, there's a lot of people with them. I got a couple of them. They're a lot of fun. They're good rigs. So they've got a couple of new models out. Well, that's not really working because it's binding on this part right here. So looks like I'm going to have to lay the motor over a little bit like this and run the wires. So I'm going to run the wires up through here. Just like this. And then I'm going to lay the motor over a little bit. Oh, that'll be cool. You can be able to read it. Yeah. Yeah, the wires look like the wires still kind of feel like they're kind of bindy. But well, I'm going to roll it over. The wires they're still binding on this. So, you know, this thing's going to be moving around a lot. Oh, yeah, there we go. Well, we got it rolled up in there now. She's not binding up any. All right. Let's see if I can get a screw started here. I can't believe that this is not a I can't believe I'm not using an Allen screw here. Drop that down on there. Oh, almost had her started. I'm sure y'all are, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're bored to death by now. Oh, that's that magnetic. Looky there. It won't hold on to it though. That's all right. I will get it in there. There's no doubt about it. That's the cool thing about this. You know, you're going to see the real challenge right here. You know, I would have thought this would have went a lot smoother than it's going. But that's okay. I think I can't even find the screw hole now. I had it in the screw hole. Wow, this is pretty crazy, isn't it? You know, I think a lot of times when you're watching these videos that guys will just edit this out, you know. All right, there it is. All I got to do is put it in there and start turning it. Well, looky there. Looky, looky, looky there. Got that one started. All right, I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit. Now, I gotta find this one. Yeah. Yeah, this has been a little bit challenging. One thing about it, if I was working on a Traxxas TRX4, this video would probably already be over with. Oh man, I had it in there in the right spot. And magnetism and shakiness got me out of there. Maybe it'll stay in there this time. Nope. Tell you right now, I am fishing for that hole. I thought I felt it right there, but I was mistaken. Oops. This right here is really annoying me. Aha. Looky there. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? All right, loosen her up a little bit. Or I can move it around. It's time to set the pinion back on there. All right. All right. All right. Now we got to see if the pinion is in the right. Yep, that looks good. She's right on the money. So now we're going to tighten this up. And then, all right. Then we're going to set the they're supposed they say put a piece of paper right there. We'll try that. I got a piece of paper. I thought that was 2 pieces of paper. Look at that. Here we go. All right, I'm holding her down pretty good right there. So we're going to tighten her up. All right, let's hold her in place. You can see where I had that in there. Oh yeah. I tell you what, these things are low geared. All right. Now we have the motor in. Now we need to install this new brushless servo. Yay. So we're going to run these wires through here with this. Servo seems a little bit wider than the other one. There we go. Yep. We got her in place. So now we're gonna we're installing the brushless servo. I love brushless servos. You heard it there. It was getting ready to, the dewalt was, hear the clutch right there? So it won't, I got it set to where it shouldn't strip anything where it's at. All right, now we have the servo in. We want to turn this on before we put the servo arm on. Yeah, we want to turn this on before we put the servo arm on. So we're going to plug the servo into. Now this wire here goes towards the big part of the servo. So it goes into slot 1, just like that. All right. The ESC, the white wire goes towards the big part of and it's going to go into slot 2. Yeehaw. Check that out. So now we're going to get a battery out of this. I got, this comes with an XT60 connection, so I bought some batteries with that. I usually use 2200s, you know, because they're a lot lighter, and they usually run for an hour or two with a brush motor. But I think with this, it's going to run quite a long time with a with this brushless setup. This motor isn't really supposed to use a whole lot of battery juice. So we're going to put I would like to put the strap back in. So I can strap my little buddy down. And I guess I'll put them both back in. So if I'm going to move this one up here. All right. Pull this one down all the way. There we go. Well, I'm going to turn my transmitter on first. On. Then I'm going to plug up my battery. Now we're ready to fire it up. Right there. You can hear the servo working up there. Look at that. Look how slow that's moving. Look at that. You can see it. Look at the pinion. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? All right. All right, let's hook up the servo. Let's see if it's centered or not. See the steering trim. Actually, the steering trim isn't centered just right. There we go. Oh, it's got steering dual rate, throttle trim. We're good there. So we're going to put, now, at this very moment, we are going to put the servo arm on. Turn this dude around. And we're going to get it in the center as close as we can, just like that. Check that out. We will tighten this up. That's probably not tight enough. All right. Now we're going to tighten this part up. There we go. Now let's see what this servo does, man. This is a 42 kg brushless servo off Amazon, and it was only like $33 or something. Look at that. All right. Oh my gosh. We just keep on messing with that all day, right? Okay. So now I need to put the cover back on the motor, which I have seen to lost. Okay. So we need to put the we need to put this back on there. All right. It's really going to be impossible for me to get these two leads to lay exactly where I want them, which they need to be like this. Right there. But I happen to have some black silicone right here. So this is the way it goes on. So I'm going to re-silicone this. Not caring really how good of a job I do here. The servo wires are going to come in this side. So those two humps are on this side. That's where you really just want to try to keep the water out. Because this RedCat receiver is not waterproof. So I got this pretty close to where I want it. That's exactly where I want it, right there. I'm just going to push down those two wires, the SC wire and the servo wire are in the correct places. So when I tighten this down, Where's the other screw? I remember the original antenna came out right there, and I just covered that up, and actually this antenna is coming out where a servo wire could go in there, that's like for lights or whatever. Alrighty. Got that on there. I must have dropped the cover or something for the, oh, there it is. Now we're going to put the cover. So you want to see that pinion move one more time before I cover it up? Check this out. Look at that. Just look at that. Look how slow that is. Look how slow you could go. Look at that. Yeah. All right. We're going to put this back on there. Guess what? Now the battery's in the way. But that's okay. Well, the only thing left to do now is I'm just going to take my thumb and clean a little spot off here. I don't know how clean it's going to get it. I actually have some I have this two-sided tape right here, and I'm just going to use this two-sided tape to clean this with. When it starts getting gooey, good and gooey, I know that the new one will stick. I'm going to put it right there. So it came with this piece. So we'll put that on there. Now I have a program card that goes in there, and but I know that the RedCat has reverse rotation of a TRX4, so I knew the rotation was going to be right when I put this in here. So I've kind of done this before, and also this is where the program card goes in. So when I taped it in, I made sure that I could just take this in and out if I want to hook the program card up. So let's see what we got. Let's see how fast this servo is. That's a 42K. I'll put the parts I put in here. I'll put in the link in the description. So this servo is only like $33 or $34, and it's a brushless servo. If it says brushless on it, it's probably going to perform just like them $100 servos are. Man, that thing is fast. All right. So now we're completely done. Got everything on there. The body is actually a Savage and T-Max body. And this is a thick body. And it's tough. So that's where the body come from. And I remember when I built the kit that I put This was a kit that they sold. And I know that I put the shock towers, you can't really see them now, but I put the shock towers as close in both directions as you could go. So, there you go. We'll show you one more modification I've done to this before we call it quits. Is that one thing, when I built this, I was naive to what I was doing. But if you look at this, what I done was, I actually put the bumper on top of the frame, and all I done was drill a couple of holes right through there. Then I drilled the holes into the bumper, and I just put the screws in there like that and put it on there. And what happened was, this truck ended up outgoing all of us because we had, the rest of us had our bumper down here. So this bumper didn't catch near as good. It was up a lot higher. But the reason I done it was so that it would look right on the truck. And the same goes for the rear end too. I put the rear bumper on the exact same way. So if you want to run a bumper, the X-Max body, not the X-Max, but the T-Max body and the Savage body, they all look like this in the back. So there's really not a bumper on the back. So when I put this on here, you know, it looks pretty cool. You know, and my friend Jimmy said this was his very first truck. He graduated like in 1988, so I wanted to try to duplicate what he had and he said it's pretty close. He said it's pretty close. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video on installing the Fusion SE 1800 and the brushless servo from Amazon. We will see y'all next time.